Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and I'm inviting you to join my Patreon. Don't know what a Patreon is? It's my official video diary with only exclusive content that you won't see anyplace else. It's easy to join. Just visit patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. Here's what you'll find on my Patreon. A day in my life, whether that's dinner with friends or a typical workday. Live Q&As with members of my Patreon about each episode of the T.S. Madison Experience and what I was really thinking. I'll even bring you on vacation with me. The video will make you think that you were right there. And last but not least, for all of my aspiring writers, I give you firsthand, one-on-one, personalized attention, answering all of your questions about publishing and self-publishing. So what are you waiting for? Join now. Swipe up or visit www.patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. I'll see you soon. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Craig the Writer. Do it now.
Have you ever felt like you've been discriminated against by the black community as a whole?
There's discrimination even within our own community.
For sure.
People always say they won't date the bisexual, but they are always knocking on my door.
A lot of trans women didn't identify with Caitlyn because she still moved as a white man. If you could go back to the beginning of your life, and if you could choose your sexuality, would you choose to be heterosexual?
This is going to be good.
I had this idea to do this conversation. I'm calling it Telling Our Stories,
a conversation with black queer men and women.
I wanted this conversation to be an opportunity for us to bridge the gap. We're not here to try to change anybody's mind. It's just a free-for-all conversation. There are no right or wrong answers. Do you think there's some movement where gay people are trying to turn out straight people?
I think that is a thing.
I'm not really interested in straight men because y'all don't clean y'all ass well.
Oh my God.
If we're going to keep it all the way 100.
I was 12.
Was it consensual?
No. She throws me into the bathroom. That's when the situation happened.
A straight black person that's been shot or killed, the entire black community is expected to show up on the front lines. Mm-hmm. But when a black, queer person, trans, gay, whatever, is killed, the black community as a whole isn't necessarily showing up.
That's right.
You playing with people's feelings in these days, they might kill you, your mama, you, your brother, they might take it out of your car. I just don't play with people because I don't want anybody to play with me.
Who would say your roommate? I'm like, oh, that's my husband. I would rather lose a woman to a woman than I would rather lose a woman to a man.
This is who I am. Like, you accept people for who they are. And that's just it.
Telling Our Stories, a conversation with black queer men and women.
How did you feel after your first sexual experience?
It was painful.
I didn't ask you how did it feel physically. I meant on an emotional level. There's always a whore in the building.
Coming Monday, June 5th at 9 p.m., only on YouTube. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts, in my voice, on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Now, So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow. So go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And turn on that little bell so that you get a notification every single time that I go live or I upload something new. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I am so sick of this tired-ass stream, y'all. And why could you see me halfway through the video? This shit is trash. Let me find me another service that I can use. I need to find me another service that I can use because this shit don't make no damn sense. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I look a little too orange. Ooh, wait. Y'all need to calm down some. I'm so sick of this damn tired ass StreamYard. Man, let me close my damn blinds too, because I don't need everybody all in the neighborhood trying to see what I'm talking about. Let me get over here and get situated. Hey girl, hey. Turn y'all asses around.
That was the ice maker. Wait a minute now. We don't need no problems. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. Is it blurry for everyone, or is it just Riri's over there in Chicago? Is it blurry for everyone, or is it just is it her shit? Is it Riri's shit, or is it everybody's shit? Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Come on in here, have a seat. Come on in here, have a seat. Sit in your proper section. Oh, RJ said it's clear. It's clear in Atlanta. Yo, Adrian. Yeah, so Chicago, it must be your weather. Or better yet, it's her service. Look, DB Lorenzo. We is clear, Craig. Jamari said, it's just Riri. Michelle Witt said, I'm clear. Looks good on my end. Mabrina. Juanesta said, I'm fine. DB Lorenzo said, it's her. V Carter said, I'm clear. All right. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. They're clear in St. Louis. Yeah, it's over there in Chicago. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Hey, Kendra Mitchell. Hey, Jenny Boom. Hey, Chanel FD. Monica Parker. His Addiction. Please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. What's up, Selena? She said she's going to grab her bag of M&Ms. We meet yet again. Mirandle. Hey, is that what I said? Mirandle. Yes. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Big Mike. I said that. Shells Lenore. Wait a minute. That was up here. Coco said it's clear in LA. Hey, Mantra down there at the food stamp office. Amen. That's where she works, y'all. I'm not saying she's on food stamps. Victoria said, let me grab my wine. Grab me a glass, too. Look, speaking of wine, let me tell you about one of my people that has sent me something from the dispensary. I got some things to talk about tonight, okay? I was pulling folk together all day today from the sanitation department, you know, the people that pick up your trash. CB2, they're owned by Crate and Barrel. Yes, the kid is back, baby. Sophia home now. We're going to get some straightening. We got some straightening to do. Amen. And I'm just pulling. And then that damn sorry-ass Facebook ain't working tonight either. So listen, we got to talk about Facebook. We got to talk about CB2, the Department of Transportation or Department of Sanitation. But before we get into that, let me remind you all that they said my head is shiny. What? Let me say this. The promo code for Paid for Your Say is $100. Best Life 100. Go ahead and visit www.bestlifepaid100. www.paidforyoursay.com and then use promo code BestLife100. Also, if you go over to shopwixnola.com, the promo code free, what is it? CTWS free ship for free shipping, or for 20% off is CTWS 20. Okay. Thank you, Behind Her Smile, for sharing, telling our stories. Please continue to share, telling our stories with your followers. Let me take this orange shit off of here. This tint. That's what it is. All right, now we in business. You know, that's for them people that ain't got no good skin. I got good skin. Amen. All right, so listen, let's jump right into it. Let me start with Uber because somebody just reminded me about Uber. Yeah, let me start with that. So I'm on Blue 335 TX, reminded me. Oh, but wait, before I get into that, I'm all over the place. I need to tell you all about, hold on. Don't be rushing me. Hold on. Hit the like button. Make use of your time while you're down there. While I'm looking for this. This is how my mother be trying to, when she be stretching her eyes trying to see, she'd be like, girl, no, you supposed to squint because when you close your eyes, it you know, your pupil dilates and so it grows so that you can see. But when you do like this, you need to go like this so you can see better, or get your glasses. Okay, my girl over at Symbiotic, SYM, because I know some of y'all can't spell. SYMBIOTIC. Symbiotic Sacramento. Now, the website is symbioticsacramento.com. Niece, they sent me some edibles for my birthday. Baby, a little bit goes a long way. All you need is a little half of an edible. Now, she sent me these blood orange ones. They're in a little container. They round. It's a round container. I done threw the container away because I done already went through that one. But I told them that I would go ahead and share it. Now, if you are in the Sacramento, California area, I need you to trot on over to Symbiotic Sacramento. That's the name of the dispensary. Now, if you're not in California, you can go to their website. It's symbioticsacramento.com. Now, that's all I'm going to say about it. Now, no, they did not pay me to say that. I'm just telling you because I enjoyed the product. It's a Black-owned dispensary. We need to at least make some money off of this stuff now that they... Look, now that they're making money off of it, we should at least make money off of it legally. Amen. So let me get into this. So yesterday when I flew back to Atlanta, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know part of this story. Because I tears them up on Twitter. I say to you guys all the time that it's important. Maybrina is too much. Maybrina, watch it now. Now let me spell it again. Now I'm not going to put MDW in the GED section because it is a difficult word, if you will. It's SYMBIOTIC. SYMBIOTIC. Symbiotic Sacramento.com. Okay, so just Google that. Yes, there we go. Thank you, Tanaka. Symbiotic. And if you can't spell Sacramento, pull up a map. But anyway, listen. So I flew back. My Twitter is Yes, It's Craig, if you want to follow me on Twitter. I pulled companies together over there on I pulled them together over there on that Twitter. It is the new customer service. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the new way to reach out to corporate without having to write a letter and mailing it off and doing all that other stuff, or going online and filling out some long form. You go over there and tear their asses up on Twitter because they have a whole department. They have a whole online team at most of these companies, and they're going to reach out to you and say, "Hi, sir, what can I do for you?" So yesterday, I landed back in Atlanta. And you know how when you land after you've been gone, because I was gone for an entire week, right? And I was so ready to get back home, I can't even begin to tell you. So I came back home, landed. First of all, the Ubers were like $40 when I landed. They were like $33, $35. That's $40. Okay. And so I was just like, well, wait a minute now. It's usually about $20, $24 maybe, for me to go back and forth from the airport. So I'm waiting and shit. You know how you do, you close out the app, you wait a few minutes and you come back, and that shit was still high. So I went on and did it. It was like $29.99. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and get this Uber. So I'm standing in the area where you wait for the car to come, right? And so when I tell you the guy is pulling down, but there's a white guy standing down before you get to me, right? And so he pulls up to the white guy. Now, what I did not know was that recently they've changed it now. So like, let's just say you're an Uber driver and you're going to pick people up. The passenger's picture is no longer there. Now, remember, I used to drive, Lyft, and Uber. So I could always see who I was picking up. And it would have their name. But I guess now for security reasons, they don't do that. I don't know why they don't do it. But anyway, so the guy pulls up. And there's a white guy standing down there. And I see the guy lean out the car. He says, "Are you Craig?" And he like 3 or 4 yards away from me. And I'm like, I know he don't think I'm about to walk down there to get in the car. He got to come this way anyway. So I stand out in the street like, so then he pull up. I hear the white guy say, no, but I am waiting for a car. Sir, you're not about to take my car. That's what you're not about to do. So the driver comes up, and it's a black guy. I believe he's African. And so I said to him, I said, now, you know that white man was not me. I said, now, you see my picture in this app. Now, this was before I knew that they took the pictures out of the app. So anyway, I wore their asses. I mean, I didn't wear him out, but I was just like, sir, does that white man look like me? So anyway, I got in the car, and so he was just like, he just kind of like shrugged. So I got in the car, he brought me home. So then this is a separate story. So I had to tear up CB2 on the line because I had ordered 2 lamps for my bedroom, one for each side of the bed. Well, I ordered those lamps on May 10th. Now, Scott gave me a gift card for $50 for CB2. And then I had a Visa gift card from somewhere that had $50 on it. And then the balance I put on my my debit card or credit card or something. So when I used the 2 $50 gift cards, the one that I got from Scott, which was CB2, and the $50 that somebody else gave me, I threw them in the trash because I had made the purchase and I'm waiting for my lamps to come. So I get an email. Now, mind you, I ordered these lamps on May 10th. Ordered the lamps on May 10th. I went into the store and they were like, oh, well, we don't have them here. We have to ship them to you after I made my purchase. I said, so when are they coming? So they were like, oh, they're going to come mid-June for some lamps. Y'all can't keep the lamps in the back of the store? So anyway, I said, okay, fine. So I'm minding my business. I'm out of town. I get an email from CB2. Hey, yeah, your lamps aren't going to come in until July now. Okay, so I let it go. I'm like, okay, whatever. I get another email a day or two later. Psych, we actually aren't going to send you your lamps until late October. October? What are these Christmas lamps? These holiday lamps? I'm not even going to remember what the lamps look like by October. So I said, when I get back to Atlanta, I'm going to call them and tell them they go ahead and run me my refund because I'm not waiting until no October. Shit, it's June. It ain't even July. So anyway, I called the 800 number today. They took 30 minutes out of my day. So I'm calling. I'm like, hi, yes, I had ordered some lamps. Here's my order number, and it said that the orders were canceled. So the guy was just like, oh, no, sir, it's actually not canceled. He said one of the lamps, the lampshade is missing. So we're waiting for another order to come in. What is this, the thrift store? Y'all don't know where the lampshades are? Like, how you got the lampshades in one area and the base of the lamp somewhere else? Wait, what? So I was just like, I said, well, no, I don't want to wait for that. I said, just go ahead and give me a refund. And so he said, okay, well, sir, I'm going to go ahead and issue the refund. I said, but sir, the problem is I split the payments up. I said, there's $50 on the CB2 gift card. There was a Visa gift card that had $50 on that. And I threw those away. I don't have those. So he said, well, I can go ahead and give you a refund to the CB2 gift card for the $50. I said, well, what about the $50 that was on the Visa card? He said, well, I can only run the difference that you paid on your credit card. I can only put back on there what you actually spent. He said, so the $50 that was on the other Visa card, we would have to give it to you on a CB2 card. So you mean to tell me you're gonna force me to use my other $50 at your store? No, how about y'all issue me a check for $50? How about that? Then on top of that, he said, well, let me try to go ahead and issue an electronic refund and it'll come to your email. He said, let me put you on hold. I'm going to speak to my manager. Comes back to the phone. Yeah, the manager said, we're not able to do it. Could you go to the store? Can you drive to the store? Can you burn your gas and go to the store? Can you take time out of your day, out of your life, out of your week? to go to the store and ask them to issue the refund. Sir, it's raining today. I'm not leaving the house today. I'm actually, so I went on over to Twitter and tore their asses up. Let me tell you what I said. Oh, and I forgot I tore Delta's ass up too. Let me come back to Delta in a second. I'm gonna come back to Delta. So I went over to Twitter and I said, and I tagged CB2. They're underneath Crate and Barrel for those of you who may not know. And so I said, let me find the original one. I said, I'm sick of CB2. I ordered 2 lamps May 10th. What's today's date? First, I received an email saying it would be pushed to July. Then I got an email saying October. Why aren't the lamps in the store or a nearby warehouse? Ridiculous. Refund, please. Dissatisfied. So then I tweeted, because they called me back, and I screenshot the phone call. I said, now CB2 calling me to ask me to come to the store to pick up the credit because they can't email it. Y'all owe me gas money. You're inconveniencing me now. It's bad enough I was on the phone for 30 minutes. Then I tweeted again because I had also posted it on my Insta story, right? I took a screenshot of the original tweet, put it on my Insta story, and I tagged them on there. So they gonna jump in my inbox over there on Instagram. Hi, Craig. We're so sorry for all the inconvenience you're having. Let me get over to Instagram so I can read you exactly what I said to them. Here they go. Hi, Craig. We're so sorry to hear of the delays with your order. Please DM us your order number, and we will be more than happy to look into this for you. Thanks. So I sent them my number, my order number. So then he comes back and says, hello, Craig. We're sorry again regarding the delays in the lamps. It appears that one of our customer care agents has provided the refund as requested. Still, we wanted to offer our apologies again for all the trouble. So then I said, yes, he did, but it's a gross inconvenience because I now have to take time out of my day, burn gas to go to the store. I tear his white folks up. Do you hear me? I tear his asses up every chance I get. I said, now I got to take time out of my day, burn gas, go to the store to get a credit. This was a birthday gift, so I didn't pay for it. Moreover, I used another Visa gift card that I was given for my birthday, and I no longer have that card either because I threw them away. Because after this purchase, there was no reason to keep the card. I said, this is not okay. So then somebody responds again, hi, Craig, we're so sorry for all the inconvenience you're having to go to between the delays and what's necessary to obtain the gift card. We pride ourselves on good service and products, and it's clear that we've fallen short in your case. We'll be taking this feedback on board so that we can improve our services going forward. And we want to apologize again for how troublesome this situation has been for you. If you can think of anything, now watch this, if you can think of anything else we can do to help make this right, please let us know and we'll do our best to provide. Now the blackity black part of me was given, oh yeah, there's something you can do. You can give me a gift card. So I said, good service would have been to offer a gift card for all of this. But you don't come out and say that, black folks, because we'll cut right to the chase. Yeah, give me a gift card. You got to put it on them. You got to put the onus, the burden on them. I said, yeah, good customer service would have been to offer me a gift card. So then some girl gets on here and says, hi, Craig. For this, I will say, when you pick up the gift card for the refund, speak with the store manager. They should be able to offer some type of compensation for this issue. So sorry about that. I hope that helps some. So you mean to tell me now I got to go into the store and I got to tell this whole story to a store manager and ask them for a gift card? Who's not going to do that is me. But what I am going to do is tear your asses up on social media and say, I told them that. I said, well, you know what? Since you all want to shift and pass the buck to somebody else, I'm going to just go ahead and tear y'all asses up on my YouTube. And that was my last tweet to them today. I said, since y'all want to pass the buck, here we go. Let me read it. I said, I'm going to go ahead and tear y'all asses up on YouTube and Facebook, my live stream. So listen, so let me go back. So remember when Angela and I went to New Orleans, and I was on my way back, and there was a portly gentleman sitting next to me. Remember the portly gentleman that was sitting next to me? And I couldn't really sit back on my flight, on my chair like this, because the gentleman next to me was portly, Portly, portly. And so because he was so portly, I had to sit like this because he was cascading over into my chair. So I wrote Delta a letter back then. Now that was May, what? May 17th or 20th or something like that. Now they told me that I get an automatic generation, you automatically get an email back once you email Delta, and they say, okay, somebody will respond to you in 30 days. Well, it's been more than 30 days. So I kindly tweeted their asses too. And I said, Delta, I'm still waiting to hear back from you. I emailed you over a month ago about that uncomfortable ass flight back from New Orleans. Yeah, I still want my credit. I haven't forgotten. I'm still here and I'm still waiting. Run me that. That's what I said in my tweet. I don't know who I think I am. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know who I think I am. But I'm going to pull these companies together because, I just believe in holding them accountable. And so I just feel like if I got to be accountable in my small Black business, then you need to be accountable in your major Fortune 500 business, because I don't want no shit from y'all. And let me tell you how I had to get the sanitation department together today. The people to pick up the trash. So I'm minding my business in the house today. Now, mind you, I was just in here relaxing. Because I've been on the road, not on the road, but I was in New York, I was in Maryland. I'm tired. So I came home and I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sit around today and relax, right? I had some bills I needed to pay. And I'm the only one that don't like paying bills. I had to pay for StreamYard. They don't fucking act right. They need to give me a credit too. I need to tear their asses up. I had to pay StreamYard. I had to pay the water bill to keep water going on in the house. Georgia Power, they do an automatic draft. I paid them. I paid AT&T for the internet so I could talk to y'all. And then who else I had to pay today? I paid the internet. I paid the lights. I paid Georgia Power. Verizon, here they come. I got to pay for 2 phones because y'all need me on 2 phones. Because when I used to be on 1 phone and it would interrupt the live, y'all be like, why you, what's going on? Whew, Father God. I'm going to get out here and get me an OnlyFans or something. So anyway, I'm in here minding my business. And I hit a trash truck coming by. And first of all, they were late because they usually come around 10 o'clock. They usually come around 10 a.m., 10:30. These Negroes, because they Black trash collectors, they didn't come to almost 1 o'clock. So I was up, moving around. I had juiced. And I happened to look outside. And do you see all this trash they done left in the street? Do you see that? I took several pictures, okay? Several meaning 3. So I'm looking for, I said, and it ain't even in front of my house. It's over here. But I can see it from my window. And I don't want to see it. I said, oh yeah, I got something for their asses. Let me email them. I dug up their email address. I said, hello, I live at, and I gave them my address. And it's beyond time. I've sent an email to complain about the lack of attention and poor manner in which the trash collectors operate. Below are pictures of what happened today after they collected the trash. I put collected in parentheses, trying to be funny. It's like, because bitch, you done left trash here. You didn't collect all of the trash. So then I said, moreover, when you bust their asses up with a word like moreover, with a transitional word or phrase, moreover, there are times they come through my street and will leave trash in the cans. It's partially emptied. Like I've gone out there before, to bring my trash can back down to the side of the house. And it's still kind of heavy. So I lift up the top. I'm like, what the fuck is in here? They still got, I might have 3 bags of trash because, I love a good cookout. I always got people over. We always eating and shit. So I be having like 3 bags of trash sometimes. And I'll open up the trash can and it'll be 1 bag still in the trash. What? Wait a minute now. So I said, I'm going to answer this question right here. I'm going to answer that next. So I'm going to put it back up here for you because I know some of y'all didn't probably get a chance to read that. So I said, moreover, there are times they come through my street and will leave trash in the can. It's partially empty. Something has to be done about this ASAP. This is not okay. And so I sent that today. And like sometimes they be trash in my grass. The fuck? So anyway, and my thing is, as high as these goddamn county taxes is that I pay, and they just sent me a tax bill too. Oh no, I need somebody to come right here and get this trash. So anyway, I sent them an email. That was just today. I know it's gonna take them a couple days for them to respond. And when they do, I will be sure to share it with you. Because if I gotta go over there to the office and knock on the door, I will. So I was standing outside because I could still hear the trash trucks, but we have 2 different trash trucks that come through. There's one that comes to pick, just like anywhere else. There's one that comes to pick up the trash. They always come first. Then there's like the trash truck that comes to get the recycling. And so when I was out there bringing my trash cans down, that's when I noticed the trash in the middle of the street. And I could hear the trash trucks moving around up here, right? When I tell you, I stood right up there at the top of my no, it ain't still out there. Somebody cleaned it up. And so I don't know who cleaned it up, but by the time I came back in and looked back out there, it was gone. So anyway, I heard the trash truck moving around up here. So I stood right at the top of my at the top of my driveway, waiting for them to come, because they had to come back around this way, right? They had to come back down here and they had to pass me. So I'm standing at the driveway, had my email already typed, already had the pictures of the trash, and I was waiting to take a picture of the trash truck drivers so that I could send a picture of them to say, these the Negroes that left this shit in the front of in my damn street, right? I was ready to take their pictures, right? Wouldn't you know, when they came around that corner, it was the recycling people. And I was like this, waiting. I stood in the middle of the street too, so he couldn't come down the street. I stood right in the middle of the street with my little sweatpants. I hadn't even brushed my teeth yet. I stood right in the middle of the street. I said, excuse me. And I had my camera like this, ready to snap pictures because I was waiting for them to smart talk me. And when they pulled up, I realized it was the recycling truck. Because the recycling truck is cleaner. The trash truck is filthy. It got dirt and shit all on it. So when it pulled up, I said, that ain't the same truck. But the guy who was driving was on the phone. I still might report him because he was driving and holding his cell phone. That's against the law in Georgia. So anyway, he said, give me 1 second. And I said, okay. So the guy jumped off the back to get my recycling bin. And I said, oh, y'all the recycling people, huh? He said, yeah. I said, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I said, I'm writing an email. I was going to ask y'all to pick that up because there's some trash over here in the middle of the street. And he said, they left that? He said, oh, man, that don't make no sense. I said, yeah, that's okay because I'm sending the email. So then I went on and sent my email. Hold on. So anyway,
Somebody in the comments asked, when did I become a Ken or a Karen or something? Hold on, I had to order some food. Hold on, niece, 1 second. Hi there. Hi. How are you? Thank you. I'm gonna put the tip in now. Oh, thank you. All right, no problem. All right, you too. So, niece, I had ordered some food through Uber Eats, right? I ordered from this Indian. Is it Indian? Yeah, it's Indian food. I ordered from this Indian restaurant not far from my house, right? I need to be on the board, right? But I don't I'm taking a quick detour to tell y'all this story, right? I don't tip when they deliver me food until my food comes. Now I'm telling y'all that because when you order your food, they can see whether or not you put a tip in there or not. And so I always tell them, hey, I'm going to tip you once I get my food. Because, sometimes they get to eating your food. And even though you can get your money back from the service, I just don't want to have to be fighting with Uber or whomever to get my tip and my food. So anyway, so that was that. But somebody in here asked me before she rang the bell, when did I become like a Ken? Now, I don't think that's a Ken. That's just holding people accountable, right? And so when I was in high school, I had it was kind of like an internship, but we didn't call it that. It was called a practicum. So like my senior year, I went to work at the telephone company for part of the day, and then I came to school around lunchtime and finished the rest of the day, right? So it was kind of like a work study kind of program. And so I worked at the telephone company, and I worked in this department called the annoying calls department. You know how y'all used to call people's house and hang up on them when they answered? Or you play on people's phone and you hang up? Well, they had a whole department once upon a time called the annoying calls department. And they could trace and track when people calling your phone and hanging up and doing all that kind of bullshit, breathing on the phone, talking sexual. So anyway, there was a white woman, wouldn't you know? There was a white woman who taught me the power of the pen. And at the time, I had a Walkman. Y'all remember Walkmans? It was a CD player, and it had headphones, and you put your little CD in it. And so I had a Sony one. And I think that was the last. Now, y'all know I've been out of high school for a very long time. I think that was the last time I bought anything from Sony. Any Sony product, no television, nothing, because of this incident that I'm about to tell you right now. So I can't remember what happened with my Walkman. Something happened with it. And I hadn't had it very long. And she told me that I should write them because she had purchased one time something from Sears. I think it was a washer and a dryer or something, or a refrigerator. She had bought some sort of an appliance. And she had a problem with it in the store. I mean, she had a problem with it when she got it. And she went to the store and she spoke to the store manager. The manager was not budging. He was not giving her whatever she wanted. She said, you sure there's nothing else you can do for me? Because otherwise I'm going to reach out to corporate. And all of a sudden he was able to, figure it out, and, this, that, and third. So she told me when I had that problem with that Walkman, she said, you need to write a letter to corporate. So I wrote a letter to Sony. And they kindly hit me with okay, well, we're sorry that happened, but there's nothing we can do about it. And at that time, there was no social media. But I decided in that moment, I would never buy anything else from them Sony. And I meant that. And I never have. Some of y'all be upset for a little bit. And then y'all stop, being mad. And then y'all end up supporting these people again, whoever they are. Okay, so I ordered from this Indian restaurant. They have really, really good food, okay? So I ordered what they call a Bengali fish sandwich. Now, the last time I went there to eat, my friend Rashad and I went one day after the gym, and I had like this shrimp dish that they did. It was really good. But anyway, these are these fish sandwiches, baby. When I tell you, listen,
I'm gonna tell you something about that, Aaron. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. No second chance. And so this fish sandwich is so damn good. I don't know if I'm able to massacrate this on this live in front of y'all. Massacrate. Because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tear this fish sandwich up. Do you hear me? But I just gotta get a little bite. And it's coated in like this nice, oh, it's so good. Do you hear me? Not only does it look phenomenal, I'm telling you, it is so good. Do you see the green tomatoes on it? Mm. Yeah. I'm about to enjoy this on my own. I'm gonna go ahead and set this down. I'm gonna set this down. Because I know some of y'all don't like for me to eat and snack and stuff. And you know, usually I don't give a damn. But tonight, I'm gonna tear this up. I ain't gonna smack Aaron. I'm gonna just hold it. And I had also ordered this salad. Amen. And they got these little roasted cashews or something on them. I don't know what the hell they are. Oh, no, they curry cashews. I taste the curry on them. So that's about to be real good. Valerie said, go on and smack, Craig. I know that's right. Tyler said, we don't mind. Okay, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and eat one then. Just pretend this is a mukbang. Was there another story I had to tell y'all? I'm trying to remember. Oh, wait a minute. Father God, we thank you for the food we're about to receive. Let it be for the nourishment of our bodies. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Look at Kiki. Come on. We used to it. Yeah, go ahead and eat. And here's the thing about Indian food. They have a lot of vegan options. A lot of Asian food is already vegan. For those of you who aren't really good with geography, India is in Asia. Asia is not just China and Japan, okay? India is in Asia. So a lot of Asian foods, Indian food, Chinese food, Japanese food, a lot of it already it's already vegan. Now this isn't vegan because this is fish, obviously. But Indian food, sorry, a lot of times is very spicy. I'm not sure where Keon is right in this moment. I talked to him earlier today. Now, how is this trying to call me? Hey, Dad.
I ain't no film.
I'm good. What's up?
I just got a text. I'm like, oh, so you want that 50, huh? Hey, whoa, what's he talking about?
Oh, Gloria sent the text.
Yeah, did you get it?
Let me see.
It just came here.
I'm on my live, so I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I'll let you go there.
Oh no, she sent it to me and you. It's in the group text.
Yeah, you want that 50, huh? I'm like, what you talking about?
Remember, I bet her $50.
Right, exactly.
But Miss Lynn called me and told me the name of that gym is actually, what did I say it was called? It was actually called Fitness Evolution. That's what it was called at Ricerstown Road Plaza. It's called Fitness Evolution. So yeah, so I was just trying to tell y'all the name because she had said something the other day, but that wasn't it.
Yeah, I got that lesson right.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember. I was going there. I can remember.
Right.
But I didn't ever fitness talk of you fit. That came from another neighborhood where white people had was used equipment from the black neighborhood.
Dad, how many drinks you had?
See.
Yeah, I can tell you in them cups.
And then what happened is when people found out about it, they said say the name. What's on fitness, right?
All right, Dad, I'm on the live though.
Oh, bye.
Bye. You know how you know your parents well? I know he in them cups. Girl, his words slurring. He get to talking all extra loud. Hey, Charles Hogue. And you know, he get to emphasize and stuff. Dad, get off the phone. I said, how many cups you didn't have? This fish sandwich is so good. Do you hear me? Okay, so I did want to tell you guys about this. Hold on, let me get myself together. Baby, behind her smile. Oh, wait, it didn't pass me. Here it is. Behind her smile, he becomes so loquacious. When he has a drink, he gonna talk your ear off. He gonna talk to everybody in the vicinity. You're like, okay, Dad. All right. I'm just gonna eat this one, okay? And I'm gonna put this away. I got about 2 more bites. But I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I mean, not StreamYard, Facebook. It wouldn't let me go live. Just that there's an error. Sometimes this happens. Try again later. I don't know why it wouldn't let me go live. So I'm watching. Wait, what? Baby, that last Patreon wore me out. I almost didn't know if I was going to post that for y'all. I'm still not over Patreon with him and Miss Glass. I had to cover my ears. Can't hear about that. Listen, Jamari, I almost didn't post it. Thank you, Michael. I get that message a lot. In fact, Avonda messaged me on my Patreon, and she said, this is my homegirl in LA. No, this is not homemade. It just got delivered by Uber Eats. Avonda said on my Patreon, she said, you know, I was watching the live when you were at Aunt Gloria's house, and your dad was sitting, remember he was sitting on the side and he would peek around every now and then? And then there was another Patreon video that I did. She said, the way he looks at you, he's so proud of you. And baby, it's good. And she was like, he's so proud of you. You can just tell by the way he looks. And here's the thing. And she was right on par because he said to me the day that I was leaving, before we left his house to go to the airport. I told you guys before, my dad is so sappy. He's so emotional. And it's like he's so affectionate. Like he wants to hug all the time. And so like the other day, Father's Day, I said to him, I said, when we were leaving the house, I said, Happy Father's Day. He said, come here, Slim, give me a hug. He said, shit, I ain't even got my damn hug yet. Like he is so, like he's so that, right? So the day that we were leaving, that I was leaving, and we were leaving his house, and we were about to go pick up my mom, and the 3 of us were going to drive to the airport, right? Because she wanted to ride with me and my dad when we went to the airport. She really wanted to ride with me because she wanted to go and get a crab cake from this place called G&M. I've told you guys about that. G&M is a seafood place back home in Maryland. But I didn't have time. So they went. I said, well, y'all go get G&M when y'all drop me off from the airport. I just didn't have time. And I didn't know how long it was going to take for them to prepare the food. I didn't know how long the wait was going to be. So anyway, when we're leaving, my dad and I are leaving my house to go pick up my mom. My dad said, Slim. Because when I was about to leave, he was like, whew.
And I looked at him. I said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "Nothing." He said, "I'm just thinking." He said, I'm just so glad that you took the time to come here to see me for Father's Day." He said, "I ain't need no gifts and I ain't need you to spend a whole bunch of money." He said, "It was nice. I didn't buy him any gifts. I try to create experiences." And so I took him to get a pedicure and we went to eat, and I was supposed to take him to get a massage, but my mother tagged along. For Father's Day. So he said, "Yeah, he said, that's okay." He said, "'Cause I ain't need all that shit no way." He said, like, I'm just glad that you just took the time to come and spend with me for Father's Day." He said, that really moved me, Craig. And like he sent a text and said something similar. Let me find it. Give me one moment, please. Here it is. He sent this text last night, right before he went to bed. He said, "Getting ready for bed. Good night, Craig. Love you, Slim." He put a little heart. He put the little emoji where it's like, whoo, with the little sleeping Z's. And so then he says, "I feel so happy that you came up and spent some time with me." That's all he said. And reading that to you now, Kevin Kev just said it. He said, "I'm so emotional too." I am a little bit more emotional, but it reminded me, and I'm telling this part only because I know there's somebody that's probably watching who may need to hear this part of the story. I remember when, and I think I was live streaming at the time. I believe I was. So I think I probably told this story before, but it was a long time ago. And I remember when I came out. No, I wasn't live streaming, but I've told this story before. I was living in LA, and I remember I flew home for Christmas, and I had this burning desire to tell my dad that I was gay because my first book was about to come out. And I talk about stuff in the book, and I didn't want him to be blindsided by a book. And so I kept saying to my mom before I flew home from LA, "I want to tell my dad, I want to tell my dad." And so she said, "Well, just go ahead and tell him." And I said, "Well, I want you to be here." This was before my mother was on dialysis. This was before any of this stuff was happening. And I said, "Well, I want you to be in the room when I tell him." So he had come to my mom's house to pick me up, to take me to the airport. And so I said to him, I said, "Well, Dad, it's something I want to tell you." And he was sitting in my dining room at my mother's house. He was sitting in the dining room, and I was sitting in the kitchen. So he was facing me. My mother was sitting in the dining room, but her back was to me, and I was facing the dining room and facing my dad. And I said, "It's something I want to tell you." He said, What, Slim?" And I said, "Well, I realized that there have been things that I have excluded you from in my life." And he was just looking at me, just looking directly right at me, right? And I said, "There are things that I cut you out of my life, that I cut you out of." I said, "And I realize now it's because I felt like you put me second when you remarried." And I said, "And the hurt that I felt translated to me excluding you from things that were important to me." I said, like when I did my stage play, A Day in the Life, I had written that stage play when I was 26. I had produced it multiple times. It had sold out multiple times. My mother came down to Atlanta, and my Aunt Gloria, like several of my family members came down to see that play, but I never even told my dad about it. I told him I wrote a play, but I never went into it. And then also I excluded him from the fact that I was gay. He never met any of the people that I dated. My mother had. And so here I was writing this book, and I said to him, I said, "I've cut you out of my life as it relates to my sexuality." And I said, "There's just things that I just hadn't told you." And I said, "And it wasn't because I was afraid to tell you." I said, "It was more so, it was my way of trying to punish you for making me feel the way that I felt when you were married, or putting me second." And he said, and he looked right at me, and
And he said, well, Craig, I'm always going to love you. He said, you still my son. He said, I don't care about any of that. And so we drove to the airport, and I figured I was going to tell him so that I could just jump on a plane and not really have to deal with it. Why I get to the airport, I missed my plane. So we had to drive back home. I had to sit in it, and that was it. And so then when he took me to the airport the next day, and I actually flew back to Atlanta, when I landed, there was a voicemail from my dad. And he said, he left it while I was in the air. And he said on the voicemail, he said, Craig, there's nothing that you can't tell me. He said, I don't want you to think there's anything that you can tell me that would, that would cause me to stop loving you. He said, you're my son. He said, I will always love you. And then he hung up. That was the voicemail. And I remember like tearing up when he said it. Because the thing is this, and my dad actually took it better than my mother. But the thing is this, I think sometimes as people going through whatever it is that you're going through, whether you're in an abusive relationship and you're afraid to tell your friends or your family members that you're in this situation, sometimes you're afraid of being judged, or you're afraid of being ostracized, or you're afraid of being talked about, whatever it is. And that's what most people fear. No matter how close you are to your parents or your family, you know that there's a chance that that information could change things. And so that's why a lot of people hide. And that's why a lot of people pretend. And that's why telling our stories is so important to me. I did a one-on-one today. I still do one-on-ones. If you guys want to book a one-on-one, just email me through my website. But I did a one-on-one today with someone, and she said, I know this is my time to be. She said, I know this is my time to talk to you about what I'm calling you for, but I have to take a moment to tell you that I am in love with telling our stories. She said, it's such a great, great show. She went into all of these things. And so that's why it's so important to me that you guys share it. Because I created that content for free. I had to pay for it, but it's free to you. And so the least you can do is just share it. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't have to just share it with people that are queer. Share it with anybody. Because I was on Instagram today, and I follow Black Love, this page on Instagram. And they show like Black couples, same gender loving couples. They also show men and women. But most of this show men and women. But a lot of times I'm starting to see now that they're integrating more like same-sex couples, like women and two men. So today there was a post with two guys. It was a video, and the caption was, "We love to see it. All love is Black love. Whatever." When I tell you in that comment section, Black folks were tearing them up. Oh, I'm unfollowing this page. I don't understand why y'all keep trying to push this agenda. Why y'all trying to normalize this? And I got down in the comments and I said, this is exactly why I created Telling Our Stories, because there are Black people who need to see this. And someone in the comments section said something so profound, and I'm going to find it and read it to you because I don't even want to paraphrase this. I want to tell you exactly what she said. She said, hold on, let me get to it. Well, let me tell you this. So somebody said, I'm unfollowing this immediately. And somebody in the comments said, this is not an airport. Departures don't need to be announced. But the comment that was so powerful to me was, where is it? It was so profound the way that she wrote it. Hold on, I'm sorry. Don't you hate when you look for something and then you can't damn find it? Now, it was right here the last couple times I came in here. Oh, here it is. She said, Black folks hate segregation and marginalization when it comes to white folks and when they do it, but jump at the opportunity to do it to someone that's gay or lesbian or trans. Make that shit make sense. Y'all can't, all we want to do is get along sometimes and be hateful other times. It was so profound. It was so profound. And it's true, you know, and I've said it, but I've said it in different words. It's just like, you know, we want white folks to be accepting and see the error of their ways when it comes to racism. But Black folks don't want to see that that's the same kind of hate when it comes to the way that they look at some Black queer people. And we talked about that in the last episode of Telling Our Stories, you know. So, you know, again, this post today reminded me, as an artist, it is my job to shake the table, right? And to sometimes provoke people to think, to challenge what people think, to challenge people what they think. Like sometimes we're so convicted in our ideology, and we're convicted because that's the way that we were raised. That's what we were taught. You know, just like with anything, just like when it comes to our diet, like you buy the brand of ketchup or syrup or butter that you buy because that's what you saw in your household, generally speaking. And I said this in Book of Jewels. Most people never switch their faith. So let's just say if you were raised Jehovah's Witness, most people will go their entire life as a Jehovah's Witness. If you were raised Christian or Catholic or a Jewish person, it's rare that people switch faiths because you typically will stick to whatever you were trained under, right? And so I believe my job, a part of my job as an artist, is to challenge what people think. Anybody who comes across my art, anybody that comes across my work, I believe it is my job to challenge what you think, but also to learn too, because I don't know it all. But it's my job to, because sometimes there are comments and things that you all say that will provoke me to think too, and to change the direction of what I'm like. Even when you all were saying in the comments just a few minutes ago, there's no room for forgiveness. That's been my Achilles heel my entire life, is learning to be more forgiving. You know, because like I'm a kind of person, I'm really convicted. Like when you cross me or you hurt me, it's hard for you to redeem yourself with me. But I believe that that's a part of, I think that's a part of what God put me here to do, is to learn that lesson about myself, to be more forgiving. And I believe that there are certain circumstances that will happen in my life to challenge me to be more forgiving. Dee Dee, and I'm going to challenge you, like, don't be a grudge holder. And I know it's easy to say it, but don't be a grudge holder, because it really binds you. It holds you captive. It really does. And even if you don't speak to the person, you don't see the person, there's still a part of you that's holding on to that. You know what I'm saying? And I really do believe that the lesson is about forgiving it and moving on. Doesn't mean that you have to welcome them back in your life. I'm not saying you have to welcome them back in your life. Yeah, I will erase people. I told y'all the other day when I went to that dinner in New York, when I went to that awards dinner last Friday, there was a guy there. We fell out back in, I think we fell out in 2005. I walked past that motherfucker like it just happened the day before yesterday. You all are him. You all are him. And it was people standing by, hey, how you doing? I'm hugging and shaking hands. Hey. I looked everywhere but here. Hey, no matter what he said, I didn't even see him. Hey, hi. Hey, how are you? I'm looking everywhere but here. But, you know, be open. Yeah, it is so hard to forgive.
it's hard to. Okay, so Kiki said, look, she knows it. She said, what did he do? She's so nosy. Okay, so here's the story. I'm gonna tell you the story. He was dating this guy. They were in a relationship. They had been in a relationship off and on for like 10 years or however long it was. And so the guy that he was dating was one of the Hedebrinks. Now, if you read my first book, you already know the Hedebrinks. Amen. So when they broke up, I wasn't really close. You know how like the Hedebrinks was a group of us, right? It was like 8 or 10 of us. And some of us were closer than others. And so even though this particular Hedebrink wasn't one of my closest friends, he still was one of my friends. And so when they broke up, I was kind of concerned, you know, because they had been together for a long time. And I was just kind of concerned with how he was dealing with the breakup. And so I was in the mall one day. And remember, this is back in 2005. No. It was 2007. It still was 16 years ago, okay? So I'm in the mall, and I ran into a girl that's really good friends with both of them. You know, I love details, so I'm going to give you the detail. It was actually this girl named Krishanda. She's Oprah's niece. So Krishanda went to Spelman, and these guys that I'm talking about, they went to Morehouse. So they knew each other from college. So I'm in the mall, and I had met Krishanda before because George Faison, stay with me now. George Faison, I ran into him Friday in New York at the awards dinner that I went to. George Faison got to be in his 70s. But George Faison did the original choreography for The Wiz on Broadway. He won a Tony. Google him. So I was at the dinner the other day. He's like, hey, how you doing? I hadn't seen him in years, right? So he and I were talking. So George took me to see Krishanda. And this was after the Legends Ball and all of that. So when I got to Krishanda's house that Oprah had paid for, there was like this big old photo book of the Legends Ball. It was a beautiful photo album, right? It was a book. It was like a hardbound book. You know, when you got that Oprah money, you can do shit like that. So I'm looking through the books. So I met her through them. So through George Faison. So then fast forward, I'm in the mall a couple years later, or however long later. And she and I run into each other. She's like, hey. So we're talking. And I knew that she was close to my friend who was the Hedebrink. And I said to her, I said, how is such and such? I said, is he doing okay? But unbeknownst to me at the time, she didn't know that they had broken up. And what I think I may have discovered later was they hadn't had a conversation with her that they were gay. Now, that doesn't mean that lady didn't know that they were, but they hadn't told her. So I just said to her, I said, how is such and such? Is he doing okay? And she says, she like looked at me puzzled, like, what she mean? So she didn't know. I said, well, they broke up. So I was just checking on because I haven't talked to him. I just said they broke up. That was it. And then she said, I didn't know. So then I left. Well, here he comes calling me, the one that I saw at the dinner on Friday. He come calling me on my home telephone back in the day, because this one we still had home phones. When I say I picked up, he was cussing from the time I said hello. He went on and on and on about how I shouldn't have been telling their business and and da-da-da. I mean, he went on and on and on, and I was trying to get a word in because I was so taken aback. And I was like, I actually wasn't telling your business. I said, I didn't even talk to her about your relationship. But I don't even know how much of what I was saying he could hear. And so I don't even know how much of what I said he could hear because he was just rambling. And I was like, I wasn't talking about your relationship. I just asked her how he was doing. And he was like, you need to keep our names out of your mouth. I hung up. I said, this nigga ain't listening. Let me hang up. And he called back. I picked up and hung back, hung right up. So he never called back. So then we had mutual friends. So I would see him every now and then. He would give me these dumbass looks like he was gonna whip my ass. But he never said anything, never did anything when we were in person. So fast forward, he moved away. He moved to another state. And then recently, about a year or so ago, I started seeing him back again because he's back down here in Atlanta. So when I get out the car, when Danielle and I get out of the car Friday to go into this awards dinner, he getting out of his car too.
And I looked and kept right on going. And so then, of course, we mingling inside, everybody mingling. And it's a lot of heavy hitters in this room, right? A lot of black, gay, black queer people who are actually moving and shaking and doing some shit, right? It felt so good to be in that room. So I'm going in and people saying hello and, taking pictures and so, and it was just nice. And so he looking and, because the people were saying hello to me. And so I'm hugging and taking pictures. And I'm just saying hello to people all around him. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Oh. You know what? I said the room was full of black queer people doing things in television and media or entertainment and media. Now, girl, you said it, not me. Okay. And he could have been there, but he wasn't. I will not be moving to New York unless I'm making some serious money and somebody puts me up in a housing situation. But I am going to New York. I'll be in New York like, oh my God, I got 2 more trips to New York. So that's why I stayed in the house today. I stayed in all day today. I did not leave the house. And but at any rate, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. So you guys have an amazing night. Brush your teeth. Who was that that sent the Cash App? It was just one person. Let me go over here and say hello thank you real quick. And thank you, Wayne Mills, for sending the super chat. Yes, he is Tyler is buying BET. And I was talking to somebody the other day who works for, and he said that the deal is going through. So yes, he will. Thank you. Oh, that was Wayne Mills. Wayne Mills sent a super chat and a Cash App. Thank you, Powerful and Barbara Hyman, for sending a Cash App earlier today. I appreciate that. Bye, y'all.